10 Signs of a Narcissist. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. 10 Signs of a Narcissist. So make sure to watch the full video. In spite of its starting point from a figure in old Greek folklore, the cutting-edge term, egotist, normally alludes to individuals who display qualities related to the self-absorbed behavioral condition, NPD. NPD is perceived as a mental issue and a life-restricting disease by established researchers. There is a wide range of perspectives in regard to causes and medicines. Exemplary indications of an egomaniac can meaningfully affect the psychological well-being of companions, relatives, and colleagues. In this day and age, the expression egotistical has come to mean minimal something beyond being vain. Yet, selfishness is definitely more perplexing than that. It exists in many conceals along a continuum, from extra-solid self-image to obsessive pomposity. How to be aware in the event that somebody is an egomaniac? Motion pictures like Mommy Dearest, American Psycho, and The Wolf of Wall Street provide crowds with a brief look at egotistical conduct in the public eye. Egotists make for a fascinating theater-going experience. However, the markers of obsessive selfishness aren't as obvious in reality all the time. Clinicians have a few speculations about how and why NPD creates in certain individuals. The essence of these speculations is based on the possibility that the egotist experienced an extraordinary mental injury from the get-go throughout everyday life. This injury typically came about because of some type of injury, similar to manhandling or disregard. This thusly made people with NPD make a bogus self. What are the indications of an egotist? Step-by-step instructions to let know if somebody is a self-involved individual. How might you let know if somebody is self-involved? A large number of the exemplary indications of self-absorption emerge from their need to safeguard this self no matter what. The American Mental Affiliation Analytic and Measurable Manual, DSM-5, rules for NPD remember critical debilitations for self and relational working. The egomaniac might have obsessive character qualities that include vainglory, consideration chasing, pain connections, absence of compassion, penchant for narcissism. NPD is a day-to-day existence restricting disease that can be tried to treat. Egomaniacs don't normally search out treatment all alone. Treatment for NPD is normally talking treatment. Temperament stabilizers might be utilized assuming the individual has other psychological well-being difficulties or extra behavioral conditions. So how do you know if somebody is self-centered? While there is a large number of various signs that highlight NPD, the accompanying 10 consider a real part of the most well-known signs somebody is a self-absorbed individual. Number 1. You like to be the center of attention. Egomaniacs rule discussions, said psychotherapist Joseph Pergo, Ph.D., the creator of The Egotist You Know. They feel a sense of urgency to discuss themselves, and they overstate their achievements. You could end up decorating your accounts, turning them to dazzle your crowd. You might paint yourself as the supervisor's most confided in counsel, the most adaptable yogi in your group, or the most well-known neighbor on the block. These creations are not difficult to pardon as harmless embellishments that assist you with telling a superior story. However, they fill a more hazardous need to introduce a glorified variant of yourself that diverts you from the anxiety toward not being sufficient. Number 2. You detest waiting in line. What's more, you could get baffled on the off chance that somebody doesn't answer your phone message immediately. In some capacity, you believe you merit unique treatment, whether you're among loved ones or at the DMV. Anything an egotist's necessities what they say they are should be met now, said marriage and family specialist Carol McBride, Ph.D., who has composed 2 books about managing egomaniacs. Will I at any point be sufficient? Furthermore, will I at any point be liberated from you? They need programmed consistency since they're just significant. Regardless of whether you are aware of it, you carry on with your existence with a propensity for selfishness, and no matter what, anticipate that the world should spin around you. Number 3. Your ambition knows no bounds. It's one thing to go for the stars and afterward endeavor to arrive. It's very one more to accept you are bound to exceed all expectations sooner or later. That sort of bombastic supposition is an exemplary side effect of self-centeredness. Egomaniacs will generally accept they are normally exceptional and part of an exclusive class that merits simply awesome. They fantasize about the amount all the more impressive they will be, the amount more lovely, how much more extravagant, McBride made sense of. They additionally really like to connect with other high-status individuals and may fixate on superficial points of interest, from the right shoes to the right body, and even disparage anybody who they don't see to be important for a similar selective club. Number 4. You know how to turn on the charm. You have a talent for causing others to feel significant. Your connections presumably move rapidly like the inebriating hurricane sentiments of storybooks. Yet, all the profound respect you shower on that individual is essential for an implicit arrangement. You anticipate that they should encourage you as appealing and shrewd. The moment they question or scrutinize you, the dance is up, and they are sent quickly from the platform to the rubbish pile, as Virgo put it. Number 5. You are competitive. In an egotist's perspective, there are champs and failures, Virgo said, and the egomaniac needs to win in essentially every space, on the tennis court, at the workplace, even locally garden. They need to describe themselves as better than another person, Virgo made sense of, in a constant journey to demonstrate their strength. The rival could be an outsider or somebody you love. That enthusiastic drive to beat the competition makes it challenging to celebrate others' triumphs, similar to, say, your school buddy's wonderful new house, on the grounds that at that time, another person is the champ. Number 6. You're famous for holding grudges. To every other person, you most likely appear to be exceptionally sure, the sort of individual who doesn't really mind others' thought processes. However, for egomaniacs, that couldn't possibly be more off base. They care profoundly about keeping up with their admired picture of themselves and experience difficulty enduring any kind of dissatisfaction or affront, which Virgo made sense of. As a matter of fact, writers of a section from the Handbook of Characteristic Self-Centeredness, distributed in 2018, recommended that egomaniacs could see others like them as being certain, rather than prideful too. Regardless of how little an analysis, it seems like a tremendous attack, an individual assault, and one they're probably not going to neglect. If they feel offended or abandoned, they don't manage it, McBride added, as opposed to managing their put in a terrible mood. They lash out and look for vengeance in some structure. Number 7. It's never your fault. Inquire as to whether you concede when you're off base. Do you claim your screw-ups? Do you apologize for yourself and attempt to fix them? Or on the other hand, do you quickly turn the tables and make statements like, "This is a direct result of how you were treating me that I did XYZ," or "You drove me to cheat/drink/lash out." Egotists won't be considered responsible for their slip-ups and awful way of behaving, and on second thought, shift the fault to another person, McBride said. Indeed, even inside their nearby private connections, egomaniacs accept there is generally a champ and a failure, and they'll take the necessary steps to win. Number 8. You take advantage of people. It may not be deliberate, yet it happens in light of the fact that you will generally see circumstances as far as what they mean for you, and you as it were. The explanation? An absence of sympathy, McBride made sense of. The failure to transform into the close-to-home universe of others is a foundation of self-centeredness, McBride said, and what makes it so hazardous? You will not hold back to control or menace whoever is in your manner, since eventually it's in every case about you. Number 9. You can crave high levels of self-esteem and self-worth. The writer of an August 2018 article distributed in the Diary of Fixation Exploration noticed that egomaniacs need to fulfill their requirement for what's called an egotistical stockpile, which comprises consideration and having an optimal existence, blended in with fervor and nervousness. Furthermore, similarly as people with a fixation might feel unapproachable or large and in charge, while encountering a high, something they pine for, egomaniacs want to encounter a similar feeling of vainglory. Without those angles, egomaniacs can go to pieces and may participate in risky living, careless ways of behaving, or substance misuse, per the Diary of Habit Exploration article. Number 10. They get injured easily. They race to encourage and shock, and get what we experts call a self-included injury easily. What I mean by this is that you can express something without significant damage, and they will take what you said by and get injured and furious without any problem. Once more, regardless of whether your accomplice has NPD, it can in any case be an unfortunate relationship to date somebody who shows these self-centered ways of behaving. Focus on the warnings that you are seeing right off the bat in the relationship and pay attention to your gut feelings. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go.